EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us in South America in the vibrant and colorful Brazilian beachside city of Rio de Janeiro.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And he's off to a fantastic start to the season. Already 8 touchdown passes in just his first 2 weeks of the year. Now, I don't think that's a pace he's going to be able to sustain, but at the very least, he's got this offense humming here to start things out.
Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. At the 41-yard line. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Back to throw now on first down. And Woods has it complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McKay. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Operating from the gun, McKay. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Love, they go play action now. Dumps off to Powell. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down. Love. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Love looking to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Now Love. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. This is a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 9. Going back to Love. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Here's Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see, great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive, they've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers last week for Mitchell. 12 catches, 114 yards, and a score.
5th in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong category. I mean, if you're in the top 5 in anything, I don't care whether it's football or tiddlywinks, you're having a nice season.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Here's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. McKay. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They go play action here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 41-yard line.
Off play action. McKay got his man complete over the middle. It's Mitchell. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Off the bootleg. McKay. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, first and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. There's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. McKay. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a second and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown! From 6 yards away, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
We're still in the first quarter, but it's apparent they're going to have to come up with a different defensive game plan for him because right now he's kind of having his way against that defense and has added a touchdown to the list. How do you slow him down? They're going to have to mix up some coverages, maybe change who's guarding him.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. A 10-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. From the 31, here's second and a couple. As they've got it as we resume action. Powell. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They go again with Powell. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Throwing. Love. Can't get away, and he's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Now the Rio offense set to take over. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Off the play fake, McKay, and he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Harris running straight ahead. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 8.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's 2nd and 8. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off play action, McKay, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out.
First down.
On the give, this is Harris, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
2nd and long. Now they go screen. It's complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Gardner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss, because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost, and then a little bit more.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Now a first down carry for Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back to throw. McKay. And this complete to Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Love from the gun on 3rd down.
Holding offense.
3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. To throw now. Here's Love.
And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
Taken from just outside the 30.
And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. McKay, throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Operating from the gun, McKay throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell.
No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Over the middle, that's caught by Woods.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Love. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the visiting side who have the lead in that one. Caleb Williams, a touchdown pass in that first half. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Anthony Richardson.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Still first down.
They hand this off to Harris. He can't get him down. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
Second down and 6 now.
It's 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. McKay. He finds his man. Complete. It's Mills. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw. McKay throwing the out route incomplete. It's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. McKay
has this complete to Woods.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
Back to throw again. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play. Here's Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got.
Holding, offense.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
And able to get this out to the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side, so now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Love now. He's going to find Cobbs here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Love. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. But following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McKay, it's caught. Mitchell. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 18-yard line.
Off the play fake. McKay. This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and... Sean McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Touchdown! From 3 yards out. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown.
So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Love, they go play action now. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Here's Love. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Play fake. Here's Love going for the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. And what a big-time play there. 53 yards.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
They'll run. This is Powell. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still first down.
Back to throw. McKay over the middle, complete. That's Woods.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
At the 46-yard line.
In motion goes the tight end. Operating from the gun. McKay to the right side. It's caught by Mitchell. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
45 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4.
Off play action. McKay. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
And Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action. But that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. McKay. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
Smash, smash. Rock, no switch. Rock, on, line. Hey, hey.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on them, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Working out of the gun. Love. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Love looking to throw it.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
The Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
They'll run with Harris. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Back now here on EA Sports. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. On first down, Woody. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now a give. Running left is Harris. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. McKay. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now Love. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing. Love. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Throwing to start the drive. McKay. And a quick throw here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The visitors' offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throwing out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw again on 2nd down. Love dumps off to Powell. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Love from the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 4. To throw now, here's Love. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
And oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now the Rio offense set to take over. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. He'll take it inside the 25.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down. McKay, right side complete. That's Woods. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Looking to throw. McKay, and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Throwing again on 2nd down. Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. Quick hitter here. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Love. And my goodness, another interception. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
They run with Harris. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down. McKay. And that will be incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Rio, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the